The Agenda is powered by DART, Delaware's transit service, moving forward.
Good evening and welcome to The Agenda. I'm Kerwin. Tonight we highlight a significant development in the entertainment and gaming industry right here in Delaware. That's right, Delaware Park, a long-standing favorite among locals and visitors alike, has just unveiled the results of a monumental $10 million renovation, ushering in a new era of luxury, excitement, and continuous innovation. In a grand celebration this month, the casino cut a ribbon on its newly transformed premises, which now boasts an array of top-rated, state-of-the-art slot titles, new high-limit tables, and enhanced dining options, all wrapped in a modern and inviting design. This extensive makeover marks one of the most compelling casino experiences in the region, setting a new standard for gaming and entertainment. Adding to the excitement, the main slot floor will remain open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, ensuring that the thrill of gaming is never more than a moment away. This move is part of a broader strategy to provide unparalleled service and accessibility to guests at any hour of the day. But the transformation goes beyond gaming. Under the guidance of the newly appointed executive chef, Rob Gary, the casino has significantly upgraded its culinary offerings, introducing new dining concepts and menu items that promise to delight every plate. Join us as we take an executive look inside the revamped Delaware Park Casino, a project that not only signifies a major leap forward for the venue, but also reinforces its commitment to the community and its position as a leader in regional entertainment landscape. Thank you very much for everyone tuning into The Agenda tonight. We have none other than the president of Delaware Park. How are you doing, ma'am?
Very well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
We are pleasure. Delaware Park to me is more like a donation area. I statistically have not beat the house ever. And Ms. Glebocki, I hope that there was some tips or something that you could give me to change that, but I'm not sure.
I think practice makes perfect.
Spoken like a true gambling professional. Thank you very much, ma'am, for coming out on the show tonight. We have not, you're a first-time member here on the agenda.
I am, it's first time.
And I definitely appreciate it. And Delaware Park is, as I mentioned before, I'm an avid golfer, and I go out to the course maybe 3 or 4 times a year, but I make it a point not to go inside the building because of my statistical odds there. But now it sounds like you're luring me back in with all this renovation.
Yeah, no, I think nothing better than after playing at the golf course, you should come on in and have a refreshment at our brand new R Bar, or try one of Chef Gary's new entrees that he's offering maybe at 1937. We have a brewery. I'm sure you would love it there.
Hey, I'm there. You have now brought me back in. Tell me a little bit about the renovations now. I mean, $10 million has been spent in making that happen, and we'll get into some of the legislative impact of that, some of the horsepower that the legislature here in Delaware has helped Delaware Park to get over the finish line, no pun intended.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to know a little bit about the renovation?
Yes, please.
Yeah, so we're so proud of it. If you haven't been to Delaware Park in a while, and maybe you haven't been inside in a while, you wouldn't recognize it. It's unrecognizable from what it was just a year ago. We've completely renovated the entire first floor of the casino section with everything from new wallpaper, new carpeting, new light fixtures, but a lot of new amenities too that our gamers really like. We've introduced a new high-limit slot room, new high-limit table area. We've introduced R Bar, which is a bar located centrally in the casino that patrons can enjoy. There's some video slot machines in that on one half, or the other half you could just enjoy a beverage. We've introduced Foo Noodle, which is an Asian cuisine restaurant in our high-limit pit. And it's truly night and day, and it boasts some of the best slot product that you'll find anywhere around.
Yeah, you mentioned, we talked a little bit off the air about like the slot product, right? And you were saying Delaware, and I everybody knows the show. That watches the show. I am definitely pro Delaware. I love the fact that we're ahead in anything. And what you explained to me is that not only are we ahead in so many other factors here in the state, but also on the casino floor with some of the new slot games that are out there.
Absolutely. So I've been in gaming for a long time, probably 35 years. And the product that we offer at Delaware Park is far superior to any property that I've ever seen. The way it works in Delaware is that a portion of the tax money goes to the slot vendors, and the slot vendors are invested in wanting to keep our floor fresh and new and introduce the best product because they want people to play their games so that they can make money as well. We have 1,850 slot units on the floor. Of those 1,850, over the last 2 years, we've replaced 900 of them with either new units or new themes. With 900 of those were just in the past year. So 1,500 total changed, I apologize. 1,850 total units, 1,500 new within the last 2 years, of that 900 in the most recent year. And of those games, we have over 200 of the link games. Now, link games in another jurisdiction, they're proprietary. You can't buy them, you lease them, you pay per unit per day. And a really strong casino, one of our competitors, might have 75 to 100 link games. We have 200.
Okay.
That's unheard of. People that have come to my floor that are from Vegas say that our floor looks like the gaming show. When you go to Vegas once a year and you go and you order your slot machines, all the latest and greatest product is on the floor. It's called G2E. That's what our casino floor looks like. It's an incredible, incredible display of the most popular games that are out there.
So, I mean, you're leaving no excuse for anyone not to come to your to the facility. But I want to talk a little bit about the jobs that Delaware Park is providing and these renovations are providing, bringing more people in, and really pouring back into the state.
Yeah, so I'm very happy to say that we employ over 800 people at Delaware Park, and that number even goes up during the racing season because we are a thoroughbred track as well. So from May to October, we have live racing at the facility. So over 800 employees. That amounts to almost $30 million last year of payroll that's paid in wages to employees, and most of them live right here in Delaware.
So the money is staying in the state.
Most of that is staying in the state. In addition, we have a partnership with Autism Delaware. And through that program, we've become I want to say it right, Autism Inclusive Environment. And we have 10 team members who actually came from that organization, and they work in our food and beverage department. So we're really proud to partner with that organization.
I love that community outreach, the fact that not only are you outreaching, but you're bringing folks back into your business and putting money in their pockets as well and giving them an opportunity to blossom. And that's like being a true steward of the area. You were awarded, no, let me take that back. How much revenue do you generate that's actually taxable that's going back to here in Delaware?
So the tax portion last year was close to $100 million. And of that, about 2/3 of it went into the Delaware General Fund. The other third gets split between horse racing purses and these vendor fees that I spoke of before. But that put about $66 million in the general fund last year, just from Delaware Park alone.
Delaware Park alone, $66 million, ladies and gentlemen. So it's important, I believe, that we're taking advantage of this 95 corridor, right? That people are getting off on the exit, that they are doing so much there, and that those funds are coming back to our communities and doing so many great things. So I think that that's awesome. But also, Legislative Hall was important in getting this done for you.
Yeah, I owe them a huge debt of gratitude, Kerwin. One of the things that they did last year is they passed a law that allowed us to take between the 3 racinos in the state a total of $3 million that could have been a table tax, and to put it back into improvements in our properties. And part of the $10 million that we reinvested last year was from that, about 1.6, 1.8 million, I believe, from this table tax. Now that law sunsets, and we're hoping to get it passed in an evergreen basis in this next session.
Right.
It's really important to the future of the property.
Well, in this session, I know that there are several items that are being discussed, and I know that Senator Walsh has been very active in working with Delaware Park and ensuring that their issues have not gone to the wayside.
No, he's been a great partner. Actually, at the ribbon cutting ceremony, we invited the entire legislature, both the House and the Senate, and a lot of other dignitaries, and I was overwhelmed by the support that we were given. They came and they helped us cut the ribbon on this brand new, exciting casino project that we were able to do.
So going back to jobs, Delaware Park has a very low turnover rate. So, there you have employees that you were telling me that have been there for a very, very long time.
Yeah, I'm really pleased. I checked before I came here. We have 140 employees that have been employed by Delaware Park for 20 years or more.
Jeez.
That's unheard of. But how lucky am I? Because I've been here for less than a year. And so I'm able to rely on these long-term employees to kind of show me the history, let me know what's worked, what hasn't worked. They're a real asset. And there's kind of like a Cheers concept when you come to Delaware Park. Everybody knows the employees, our employees know the guests, we get a lot of repeat business, and really truly fortunate when you're a neighborhood casino like we are.
Mm-hmm. So is more of that to come? As you're growing, do you think that you're going to lose some of that in your growth, or are you still going to maintain that Delaware small town feel?
Oh no, we'll definitely always have that small town feel. But it's new and it's fresh. And so when you come in now, it feels like you're walking into a casino in Vegas or Atlantic City. I actually had a guest that I spoke to on Saturday night, and she stopped me and she said, I love this particular game. The only place that I know that has it is Las Vegas. She says, and now it's right here in my own backyard. So right at the front entrance, it had previously been our promotional booth where you would go to get a new card when you come in, or check how many points you had. We relocated that more centrally in the casino, and in the very front entrance we put these amazing games. It's called like our champion area. So games that you really can't find anywhere else are right at our front door.
So what would you say is the standout between ours? I know I don't want to say that we're competing internally in Delaware, but there are other casinos in Delaware. There's also other casinos in Perryville, right? So what is the difference that's Delaware Park gives that's bringing revenue to to the state and not going over the line to Perryville?
So it's really important that we remain competitive. And that's why we were so thankful to be able to reinvest so much money in our property. Because not only are we competing with casinos in Maryland, we're competing with casinos in Philadelphia.
That's right.
That are just a stone's throw. And we have a lot of our guests that also frequent Atlantic City casinos. So there's a lot of options. So yes, the properties in Delaware, we compete somewhat with one another, but more so we're competing with the other states. And the whole idea is to keep people in Delaware. And the lottery has been great with some of the initiatives that they had. The most recent one is really almost 2 months old now, and that's mobile sports betting. It's something that we didn't have before.
I'm trying to get into this. I know there's a frenzy, especially when it comes to the NFL and betting and the cards and all this. And like I told you, all I do is donate. So
practice. You got to keep practicing.
Yeah. $20 a pop. Yes, I will continue to practice, but how easy is that now here in the state of Delaware?
I'll tell you what, it's something that really expanded our growth. People used to literally drive across the border to be able to place a bet on their mobile device. But now, if they're within the state, they could go onto the Bet Rivers app, they could do a drop down for Delaware, and they can pick Delaware Park or Harrington. We're both on that same app, but I prefer they pick Delaware Park. And then they can place bets that, they can still place bets in our sports book as well, in our brick and mortar facility. But the in-game betting is something that we didn't have before. So now you can bet in the middle of a game, whether this drive is going to lead to a touchdown, or if they're going to make the field goal, or if how many yards a certain player is going to get. The options are endless.
It sounds like it, and that's where you would find me probably crying in the back, because I've bet it all on a field goal or something like that. So I think that's awesome. And have you noticed that it seems as though people are getting younger and younger, and so many more folks have become interested in the actual betting, the sports betting. I mean, I've really seen it used to be something that was just for older folks or whatever, but now it's a lot of fun and people do so much with it.
I think people enjoy a game a lot more when they have a little bit of skin in the game.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And I don't foresee it going anywhere. So anything that we can do as Delawareans and at the polls, or anything that they could do in Legislative Hall to keep gaming here in the state, I think would be beneficial to everyone.
No, absolutely. But it's highly competitive, as we mentioned. So we need to keep our product fresh. And Delaware's done a really good job of that over time. In the beginning, there was only gaming in a few states, right? It was in Las Vegas, Atlantic City, and a couple in the Midwest. And then Delaware allowed slots. And then they, later as competition started coming on their borders, introduced tables, and you had the parlay sports betting, and then the online casino as well. You can now play slot machines on your. That'd be a good way for you to practice, is actually on your phone.
On my phone. Okay, all right, I want to start.
Yeah, but no, it just gives you a lot of flexibility. So you don't have to necessarily walk into the casino if you don't want. You have those options at your fingertips, and you no longer have to go across the border to get some of those things.
The other part that I grew up going to was the horse races. I remember, and my family would place my little $3 bet as I picked a horse. Show, place, or win, right? But Delaware Park is having a big, almost an extravaganza coming up here in August, right?
Yeah, we do. We're very proud. It's our 87th meet. So we've been part of the tourism of Delaware for 87 years. It's just amazing. There's not a lot of businesses that could say they're 87 years old, but we can. July 6th and 7th, we're having the Festival of Racing weekend. So over those 2 days, there's going to be a total in purses of $1.8 million. For the first time in 15 years, we're actually going to have live racing on a Sunday. Typically, we're Wednesday, Thursday, an occasional Friday, and Saturdays during the season. So it's always Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, an occasional Friday. But on this particular racing weekend, we're going to have it on Sunday too, which I think that families are really going to enjoy that.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be a blast. And what I'm hoping for is that people will be drawn to our area, that this will increase tourism, that people will stay for the entire weekend and get hotels and take advantages of restaurants, not only on property, but off property as well, and be a part of that in this area. No,
absolutely. It'll also bring, I think, people to the area that are going to look for hotel rooms. So we have partner hotels. We don't have our own hotel, but we do partner with some in the community. Restaurants, I think everybody will feel the benefit from this big racing weekend that we have.
Something tells me that your next renovation may be a hotel. Is that kind of in the future?
I would love that. It's a very expensive venture, so I can't say whether that would happen or not. There is a hotel though that's being built by an unrelated party right by the rail, right at Route 4, and that'll be open next spring of 25. So I've met with them. We're excited to develop a partnership with them.
So I have two quick things. One is I asked you before, and I ask again because with the landscape of everything that's happening here in the community, although right now it seems as though Delaware Park is thriving, where do we see Delaware Park 5 years from now?
So I think you've seen just the beginning of the renovations. There was an ownership change about 2 years ago. The new ownership is very committed to making improvements. They see the real potential in this property. So last year we were focused on the first floor of gaming. So we've now completed that. This year, I'm really proud to say that we're working on the convention space. So the convention business is something that we really haven't gone after in a big way, but we're now going to have over 10,000 square feet of of newly renovated convention space on the 3rd floor. In addition, we have like a wedding type tent outside. So this is going to be great for weddings to come into the area, for business meetings, whether big or small. We're also going to work on the food and beverage product this year. And then next year, I can't promise that this is going to happen, but we do have a permit that's pending, and we actually went out to bid just yesterday to build an outdoor slot patio that would accommodate 250 slot machines outdoors just adjacent to our building.
So again, I brought up my love of cigars and taking advantage of all that. And I'm pretty sure that's where all that will happen outside.
Yeah, there will be no smoking indoors. That's a law. But this is an outdoor patio. So we're really excited about that concept. I don't know what it's going to cost yet. I still need to get board approval. We need to get bids in, but we have bid it out to some local companies. So I hope that they're the successful bidders.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be a great opportunity there. Delaware, although it's cold in the winter, I'm sure Delaware Park has something already set up for that, and everything will be just fine.
It will be open aired, but it'll have a lot of heaters.
Okay.
And a lot of fans.
Okay.
So year round, we expect that you'll be able to sit at a slot machine once you become proficient at them. And
it's all in the arm. I think it's all in the arm, isn't it?
And sit outside and enjoy a gaming experience.
I also wanted to you mentioned a little bit about how there's opportunities for several local vendors here, and I wanted to give the email address that if anyone wants to partner with Delaware Park in regards from a procurement standpoint, I wanted that information to be brought out to our audience here, and it's PURCHDEPT@DelawarePark.com. That's PURCHDEPT@DelawarePark.com, and that's the purchasing department basically at Delaware Park. And I always find that important, supporting small business, supporting large businesses as well, but ensuring that that dollar is staying here in the community. I love the fact that you all are committed to that as well.
We are, and before I came on air tonight, I went and looked, and we spent about $9 million last year on Delaware-based companies that are vendors. So that's more money that we're putting back into the community.
Yeah, keep it coming. I'm sure that there's a lot of people here that are very interested in that. I look forward to engaging in practice here fairly soon and becoming more professional on the gaming side. In closing, anything you would like to leave us?
Look, I really appreciate the opportunity to come on air today. We're so proud of what we've been able to do at Delaware Park. I love gaming. I'm passionate about it, and I'm happy that to be involved in it in Delaware. Appreciate working with everybody in the legislature and people like yourself. And if anyone wants to come in, I'm more than happy to give a tour at any time.
Great. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the president of Delaware Park, Ms. Terry Glebocki, thank you very much for joining us right here on the agenda. We hope that it is not your last time, and nothing but continued success.
Thank you. Look forward to it.
Thank you. Everyone, thank you for tuning in tonight on the agenda. We look forward to seeing you next week right here on the agenda.